Let's talk to Aman Bogle, who is founding chairman of Global Britain UK. In fact, the reason we asked Aman here is because there's quite a lot of there's a very interesting story from Dale Vince, the green energy tycoon, no stranger to this station, who's praised Angela Rayner for approving the demolition of Marks and Spencer's Art Deco Oxford Street store in London. He says British heritage is sometimes just history on life support and should be allowed to die. British values should be allowed to die, Aman. What do you think?
I think the only thing that should be allowed to die is communism and Marxism, and that's what we're getting with these lot. Look, Peter, I would say Britain is a civilizational nation. And you know what? The left really does not understand nor value our civilizational inheritance. And I would say without conserving and having pride in our heritage and history, well, frankly, you know, we cannot seek to preserve and protect our national identity. That is what makes Britain, Britain.
What do you think makes Britain Britain? What are the things that you think should be or worth preserving or worth putting money into to preserve and saving Britain's heritage? Because last week, apparently there are gaping holes in this policy. There are all sorts of different ideas that have been put forward. This is a particular building in London that people aren't very happy about, but it is emblematic, is it not, of the fact that there are just so many ways in which our heritage and our great history in this country is not being preserved properly.
Well, look at this way, Peter. We've got a Marxist mayor of London, you know, running a museum of mediocrities as his mayoralty. He's gone after our, you know, long-standing road names with his committee to look into all sorts of these things, you know, links to whatever in the past. He's taken a hammer to a lot of our heritage here in the capital. And then we've got, of course, the Secretary of State for Net Stupid, which is Ed Miliband, taking this whole, you know, cult of net zero to take a real axe to some of our heritage around the country, be it the blight of giant windmills and solar parks on our countryside, and now going after, you know, listed historical iconic buildings in central London. The bottom line is we've seen all of this before. You know, we've seen the brutalist onslaught of brutalist architecture in the 1670s under the socialists, and look at, we're still stuck with them 50 years later.
It's absolutely the case, certainly, that there are all sorts of issues around this. I wonder what you think Labour should do. I mean, it's talking about chopping off 5% of the budget of many different government departments. Surely the Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport will be one of the ones that they're thinking of getting rid of some of the money for, and some of our heritage may well be at risk. Or maybe you think that's a good thing. Maybe government should stay out of our heritage.
I think the government should stay out of our heritage, although not for the reasons that probably Labour want to cut the department. But I think, look, the British people are more than capable of looking after our own heritage and making sure that what needs preserving is preserved, and government should have no place to dictate either way. And ultimately, this is about local communities. You know, a lot of these places, I mean, look at what's happened in the east of London with the new Chinese embassy that's being overruled and agreed for by Starmer himself. We saw him, you know, prostrating in front of Xi Jinping a couple of weeks ago at COP29, saying, well, I've ridden over the local council and you're going to build your new embassy there. So we're going to see a lot more of this with Labour in government now, and it's not good for our civilizational inheritance.
OK, Aman, I wonder if I could ask you your view on this breaking news this afternoon about the fact that there's a bill in Parliament to outlaw first cousin marriage. What do you make of this? Because there is one MP, Iqbal Mohammed, the independent MP for Dewsbury and Batley, who said, no, it's fine, nothing to worry about here.
Well, I'm surprised that in this day and age, in 2024, it is still something that is illegal in the United Kingdom. It should have been outlawed a long time ago. It has no place in our civilization and in our society. And the fact that we have now got these independent MPs who support Islamist causes, and I think that is a real indictment of Labour having played this toxic identity politics for decades. And now, you know what, the same people, the same vote bank that Labour cultivated for so long are not even voting for Labour MPs anymore and are voting for the real deal. People like this guy who stood up in Parliament and is batting for something that is so not having any place in British society today.
Aman, I know you're a Sikh, and I'm not going to make you a spokesman for all Sikhs everywhere. I'm not. I hate when people do that and say, "Well, you're a black person, therefore you must have all the views of all black people everywhere." You're a Sikh, you must know what every single Sikh person thinks. But maybe you could just tell us what it's like in Sikh culture, because I don't know in regard to first cousin marriage. What are the rules around it, or is it something that happens or doesn't happen?
It is not the done thing. Sikhs and Hindus of, all people of dharmic traditions, the dharmic religions. I think, for example, it's a given cultural thing that you look out for the past 4 generations of your lineage as to ascertain, well, are any of us related in any way? And that's how a lot of the arranged marriages are done, and even some of the non-arranged marriages that happen. People still look out for their last 4 generations as to is there any cross connection there.
Thank you very much indeed. That is Aman Bogle, their founding chairman of Global Britain UK.